What's up, y'all? Welcome to Gateway 11. My name is Gloriana, and I am the goddess behind the words you hear today. So, this is my first sit down video on this channel, but I have to come make this video because recently I created another video on my other YouTube channel, Gloriana Galore, where I talk about realizing that there was a spell on me. And even since then and making that video, it's been more information given to me about the situation. And so I decided to take that video down because that video I was talking to the people that hurt me so that they know that I know what's going on. But in this video, I'm here to talk to the people that need my help, that need to hear my story and my experience, because maybe you're going through something similar, or you can find parallels between my story and your life. So the way that I found out there was a spell on me was on November 1st. I remember thinking to myself, I wanted to smoke with my grandma. So I went outside, smoked. I came back and I laid the other half on my altar for her. And after I laid that on my altar, I heard, "Go get rid of that," in my ear, and I seen an image of the item I need to get rid of. Now, I had had this thought before, but before I just kind of reasoned it away in my head. But this time I decided to listen, to do as I was told. So I go in my room, I go get the item that I was told to get rid of, and I go throw it away. Whenever I come back into my room, the room just feels completely different. The colors are brighter, the air is clearer, and then suddenly I start to feel this tingling in my hands and this tingling in my feet. And I'm like, oh my God, what is this? I've never felt anything like this before. And I heard at the same time, I'm back online. I'm back online. And I didn't really know what was going on at the time, but I was so grateful and so overwhelmed with joy. I felt so good that I started singing and dancing and praising God because thank you. What was that? What was that on me? And so a few days go by and I'm just sitting with this experience, kind of like, yeah, what was that? So I go to my altar the next day actually, and I ask my spirit guides, what just happened? What was that? Was that witchcraft? And I get the answer, yes, before I can even get the full word out. So I'm like, oh my God, wow, I cannot believe this. I'm in like such disbelief that this person would ever do something like that to me. But time goes on. One day, I'm feeling kind of down that day, just kind of irritated and bothered, and I decide I'm going to take a bath. So I take my bath, I get my bath salt in the tub, I sprinkle my oils and herbs in the tub, I light some candles, I turn the light off, and I get in the tub to soak so I can just relax and enjoy my time to myself. I put on 963 hertz, which is the frequency for the crown chakra, and I sit there in the tub and I start to meditate. As I'm meditating, I hear this voice come to me that tells me to open my eyes. So I open my eyes, and it's like, not too much, close them a little bit. So I close them back down. Then I hear, look down, what do you see? And I'm instantly like, a cord. So I had this vision of a cord being removed from me. And in that moment, I was so confused at what I was seeing in this bath water because I had never experienced anything like that before, but it was very clear to me what was going on. So after that bath, I felt a million times better. I felt so refreshed. And I will say that, that experience, having the experience kind of took me out of the vision because I was so stuck on, what is that? There was nothing in the tub with me whenever I first got in here, so what am I really looking at? But it doesn't matter. I get out the tub and I feel so refreshed and I'm like, I want to go to the movies. So me and my fiance, we decided to go see the Moana 2 movie, really good movie, and it kind of opened up some more things for me as well. So some time goes on and now it's December. And I had the idea that I needed to do a fast. I just didn't know when I was going to fast. I was kind of waiting for God to bring that information to me. But the whole time I'm knowing that I'm going to do a fast soon, towards the end of December. I'm thinking maybe after Christmas, fast into the new year, something like that. But no. I get on TikTok one day and I see a video that says, you need to fast immediately. So I'm like, okay, this message can't be for me. So I go to my altar and I'm like, is that for me? Do I really need to fast now? And the answer is yes. The fast starts today, not tomorrow. You need to stop eating this, stop eating that, and drink water only. And I was taken aback because I've never done a water only fast. I've been fasting for a while now. I started fasting about 2 years ago. That is when I wrote a petition to God asking Him to help me strengthen my psychic gifts so that I can use them to help other people. And 2 years ago when I wrote that petition, I later on realized that my grandmother's spirit was actually with me that day as I was writing. I could feel this sense of anxiety kind of lingering over me, and writing that petition was the only way that I could get out this intense feeling and emotion that I was going through. So later on that day, I found out my grandmother passed, and that led me to realize that her spirit was there with me that day as I was writing that petition. But anyway, fast forward 2 years later, I've been on this journey of getting closer to God, strengthening my psychic gifts, and fasting is a part of that process. So I stopped eating, and I'm fasting. Day 1 goes by, nothing. Day 2 goes by, nothing. And day 3 comes. Now day 3 of this fast is my birthday. So I did not want to do this fast. I'm like, why do I have to do a water only fast for my birthday? Like, I'm so confused. This don't make sense. Just why? But I'm glad I did, and I'm glad I was obedient, because on that 3rd day, I woke up on my birthday with this sense of sadness, and I didn't think too much of it at first because I've been kind of sad on my birthday for a few years now, and I always just kind of chalked it up to I've lost friends and I don't have too many people to celebrate birthdays with. But this time, something's different. I've been on this fast and I know what it's like to fast. I know what my energy is like when I fast. So it doesn't make sense for me to have this sense of sadness trying to come up in me when I know that I don't feel sad. If anything, I've got more love around me on this birthday than I ever did before. So why am I feeling sad? So I go to my altar once this sadness starts to really wear down on me, and I'm at my altar and I just start sobbing. I'm crying, I'm snotty nose, I'm just at the altar purging everything that I'm feeling. And then suddenly I hear, well, I'm thinking to myself, this doesn't make sense. This doesn't make sense. I'm fasting. Where is this sadness coming from? And then suddenly I hear in my ear, yeah, it don't make sense, do it. And I sit up from sobbing and crying and snotting at that altar, and I start to pray. I start to pray against everything that tried to come against me, because at this point I'm realizing this is a spiritual attack. So I'm praying, I'm pouring my heart out to God. I'm praying against everything that's trying to come at me, everything that's trying to take me down. And as I'm sitting there, I feel this energy trying to come up inside me as I'm praying, but it just can't get in because I'm too strong right now. I'm too solid. And so eventually I finish my meditation and my prayer, and I get up from the altar, and I just know that this is the last time I will be sad on my birthday. But anyway, I told y'all that story so you can see what I went through. My spirit guides, they wanted me to retell the story, and they wanted me to tell it from a perspective of where I can help other people. But there is more to the story. And they wanted me to, one, talk about what I was saying in those prayers that allowed things to shift in my life after that moment. They also want me to talk about how I was feeling up until that point and what I was going through. They specifically said to me, talk about your time in hell. And that's when I realized that this is way more serious than I thought it was. I had been living and walking in hell for who knows how long. The person that sent that spell my way, I haven't seen, heard, or talked to them in almost 10 years. But anyway, leading up to that moment, there was some things that I started to notice in my life. Now, I never grew up wealthy or with a lot of money, but I always knew that God would provide for my family and that we would always be okay. But in the past couple years or so, I noticed that I've had much more worry and stress over money and finances when that's never really been my story before. I also noticed that through my journey of building my YouTube channels and posting my life, sharing my story, the things that I love, whatever have you, talking about my hair, I struggle with my confidence in things like my voice or my teeth even. The man that I'm with now, I've known him since we were 14 years old, and we are now engaged. But one thing I noticed is, although we've been engaged, I've never really had the energy to really get started with wedding planning or the energy to even think about wedding planning. But after this, things all started to make a lot more sense to me. Things started to really shift in my reality afterwards. They also wanted me to talk about what I said to break the curse. And at the end of this video, I'm going to share with y'all the things that I prayed to cause these shifts to happen in my life. So the thing that I prayed, the things that I prayed while I was at that altar was I asked for God to destroy any demonic altars in my name. I specifically said every evil altar in my name must burn. And I meant that. So I wouldn't be surprised if there was some fires going around. Another thing I said, and this was really the key, was every illusion must fall. Every illusion must fall. And that is the words that I said to break the curse. So, to everybody that's made it to the end of this video and still watching, I know that there was a message in this for you. Take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but just know that God is real and prayer works. Stay blessed.